So basically, what we've got here is Testalone, Rad 140. It's a SARM, so you know the alternative to steroids if you are interested in getting into performance enhancers. Basically, I'm like midway through my cycle of tests, where I'm at I'm doing like 150 cc's. No, that's way off. It's 1.5 cc's a week. So I'm not even sure what that measurements would be. So I do like 1 cc, like a full cc a Monday, and then Thursday I go and do a half a cc into my shoulder. And so I was stacking my test with Anavar, and the Anavar ran out. I ran out of Anavar. Just the way I was dosing it, I was going like one on my off days and then 2 on my training days. But I'm training 4 days a week, so it's just kind of like I was just taking it all the time. So I decided that mid-cycle I would cut out the Anavar because I only had a few left, and I would switch over and stack with my Testalone, Rad 140. So I did a bit of research, and this SARM is pretty potent. It's extremely potent, actually, as far as what I could tell. But there was one thing that I thought was pretty interesting. If you stack the SARM, Rad 140, with the test has some side effects like prostate enlargement or prostate growth, which is a side effect that you don't want. I haven't had any side effects. I've been checked up. You know, like the only thing I have slightly is like the slightest bit of a gyno, but I just taking Nova intra-cycle to keep that down, and pretty much unnoticeable. But the Testalone like reverses that side effect. So let's say if you're on test and you have prostate growth or prostate enlargement, the Rad 140 stacked with it will actually reverse that effect. So you no longer have to worry about that side effect. It'll actually bring it down, which is good. So that's not really why I got it. I honestly got it because the more I looked into it, stacking this with tests was just, it just seemed like a better ordeal. I was looking for something to add dry gains, keep my strength up. Like Anavar was helping me keep my strength up, and it was also help keep me relatively lean. This stuff is going to give me a dry look, and it's also going to keep my strength up, but it's also going to go further than that, which is good, and pretty much what I was looking for. So I'm actually going to start this today, I don't know what today, the 18th, and there's 90 capsules. Wow. So I guess, 90 capsules at 5 milligrams per capsule. It says here that the dosage is 1 capsule. I think I'm just gonna run this probably the same as my Anavar, and I'll do like 2 or maybe 1.5 on my training days and 1 on my non-training days. It says dosage 1 capsule, to be 5 milligrams, and there's 90 capsules. Huh. Well, we shall see. I'm trying to do the math. I'll have to do some math. Actually, I've got, 6 weeks? Math is hard. Stay in school. Unless you're out of school, and then don't go back to school. Another good thing about this stuff is the lean effect that it has. So Anavar it's not a super potent steroid. Like that was my gateway steroid, because it really you will see progression, not progression. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you will be able to see. Hang on. Some results with the Anavar. Like if you're new to it, you're gonna get better gains. You're gonna have like those beginner gains of the steroid. The longer you're on it, you really don't see as much. And then once you start branching out into doing other things, like tests and like SARMs, then it's really becomes very minor. So I'm just jumping up from that. That was gonna keep me lean. It doesn't burn fat. It's not a fat burner. It's not a diuretic. It just helps your body not gain more fat like at an excessive rate, especially when you're bulking, which is what I'm doing because I'm still small. We've got 42 days left and 90 capsules. If I do divided by 4, apparently I can't do math. Okay, we'll just. Four times 2 and okay, so right, 10 and a half. That will be 4 training days during this time. No, I did the math wrong. Okay, it's not important. Honestly, y'all don't care about the dosage that I'm taking. Well, you will, but I'm just gonna play around with it, honestly. I'm gonna take 1 today, see how I feel. I'll probably take 1 a day for the next week, and then afterwards, actually, that's 1, yeah. I'm probably gonna take 1 a day, see how I feel. Scratch that. Nope, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna go for a 2 a day on my training days, 1 a day on my non-training days. But today and tomorrow is just gonna be 1 a day. So we'll go ahead, get that done. I should probably take this now. I'm gonna take this off camera so that I don't get in trouble for doing drugs on camera. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep it on camera, just so everybody knows that I'm on it. Peep Yoda. It's not the baby, but it is Yoda. Anyway, I just want to give a little rundown about what I am doing. I am doing test, 1.5 cc's a week. I am doing now SARMs. Just got into that. Rad 140. I'm not gonna push that anybody does any sort of performance enhancers. I'm not gonna push that anybody uses anything that I use. I'm certainly not a doctor, even though that is the name. But I'm just a promoter and not an advertisement. Don't know what word I'm looking for, but I am a promoter of living whatever lifestyle suits you, and if looking good suits you and you need to use drugs in order to do that, then by all means go for it. I don't care, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. That is one thing they said this would cause, is aggression, as opposed to other SARMs that don't really mess with your aggression. But TESS also is supposed to increase aggression as a side effect, but people need to understand that these are all just genetic things. So like I've been on TESS for mid-cycle, so I've been on about 6 or 7 weeks, and I have had no issues with aggression. I mean, I get a little impatient at times, but don't we all? Because good Lord, with where the world's at right now. Um, but honestly, I feel better and I'm happier and I'm more enjoyable to be around. My confidence is well, not really through the roof, but like my confidence is increased. It makes me feel better, and it doesn't hurt anybody else. I'm not affecting anybody in a negative way, especially with aggression, because there's honestly none anymore than I had before. So I don't think that this is going to be an issue. Granted, I will let you guys know when I do a review on it, probably about midway through using this. So I may be like mid to end of using the Rad 140 when I stop my test, and then I'll bridge with the rest of the Rad 140 to my next cycle. I might get back on Anavar, but I'm just throwing all sorts of stuff in the air. I am just a guinea pig right now, guys, because Dr. Sheriff has got future goals, okay? I know that I can't get to where I want to be without performance enhancers. I want to compete professionally as a bodybuilder, and I'm only 20, so I've got time to get there. By the time I'm 22, like I want to have a pro card in the classic physique division, which means that I've got to use more drugs. I also have to eat more food and have to train even harder in the gym than I have been. But mentally I'm there. Physically I'm getting there. So hopefully, this time next year we'll be at a stage where I can get on the stage for the first time. And oh yeah, I said this in a video like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, that I can't remember what the dates were for the Nick Strength and Power Mr. Golden era competition is. I don't know if it already happened this year or if it's going to happen. Whenever the next one is, I will be competing in that. So I'm going to obviously post a whole bunch of stuff about that so that I'll just kind of track that whole process, because I'm going to have to lean down a bit for that, because I don't want to get on camera and look like crap, because in my opinion I've got a relatively classic flow. So we'll see where we are. I'm definitely doing it whether I look how I want to look or not, because I'm setting my mind to it and it needs to be done. I need to compete and I need to get my name out there, because Dr. Sheriff is gonna make a debut, all right? Of course, through Nick Strength and Power. I'm not in any sort of way affiliated with him, but that is what I'm gonna do. So, if you guys want to see more or hear more about Testosterone, Rad 140, or testosterone, I will continue to upload things like that, mainly because I don't think that people are doing a terrible job. There's tons of educational videos out there, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm just someone that's using these things to benefit my own cause, and I'm just going to give you my experience, and if it's, you take that and you make your own decisions with it. That's pretty much it. So, deuces.